Let's today's session we'll be talking about sourcing, how we will be doing a sourcing event in Ariba, and how to do the sourcing event in Ariba we will be seeing now. So let me share my screen. Okay, as you people are aware that this will be our landing page. So we will start with creating a sourcing request. So what is sourcing request? Before that, last time someone asked me how we get the access to these labels. So that I would like to show now. Okay, we right now we do not have access to user profile, so I have taken from other system. This is where you will be seeing under manage, under core administration, you will find a profile called user manager. Under that, you have access to users, other user info, group, approval queues, data import expert, delegation. So under this, when you are clicking users, you will get these filters. So you can enter the name or anything and just click on list all. It will show all the user IDs which is available in this system. So once you click on that user ID, it will show what are all the roles he is authorized. That way we can able to modify individual users. Suppose we want to change at the group level, then we need to click on groups. That will be in our next screen. So once this will list you, when you're clicking list all, which will list all the groups available in your system. The system which is defined by system is Ariba's own group. That is not a custom group. So once you click on any of the group, this will show you the users who are all under. When you click on users, it will list all the users enabled. For example, if you are clicking administrator and if you are clicking users, you will know who are all the administrator under that system. Suppose if you are as having a contract manager, clicking users, you will know who are all having access to contract, managing the contract. That way we will be seeing the layer, giving the permissions to users. So then talking about next sourcing event. Okay, we'll be starting sourcing request. Yeah. Okay. So first we want to understand what is a sourcing request and sourcing project. A request is something that someone is requesting that he need a particular item. We should not confuse between purchase requisition. Sourcing request is basically to create a sourcing project. So as I mentioned in the previous session, whatever the purchase requisitions we are raising in ERP, when it comes to Ariba, which will be created as a sourcing request. Once that sourcing request is approved, then it will enable the buyers. Buyers are procurement agents to perform sourcing. That means identifying the vendor. What will happen in this process? We see the business scenario. So someone has requested that they need a material X 100 quantity. So now it is the responsibility of procurement department to find out who is the best supplier for giving this material. What they will be doing in the system, Ariba, a PR is raised in ER that will come as a sourcing request in Ariba screen. And then the procurement agent or buyer will start creating an event. Event has three types. One is RFI, request for information, RFP, request for proposal. At this stage, we are not collecting any price information. This is basically to gather information like whether this product is available and what are all their dimensions. This is just gathering an information about availability of that, whether the supplier is able to supply the right material which we have requested. That information is captured in RFI. The next will be RFP. At this stage, we will collect price information. That is per X, what is the material price per X, or if it is a group, what is the group cost? Like we can have a lot of details like total cost, variable cost, and what is individual price, what is their packing. All this information will be capturing in RFP. The next method is auction. So when there is a competition, whether there are a lot of suppliers are available for particular product and you want to get it best price, then we will use the function called auction. And then we have a reverse auction. This is nothing but to sell something we want to. So at this stage, we want to get reduced prices. So we are buying something, so we are expecting the prices to reduce. At this stage, we want the participants to bid more. That is the scenario of sales. When we want to sell something, whoever buying at the higher cost, that will be called as a reverse auction. So that's for RFI, RFP, auction, and reverse auction. Now we will see how to create this in Ariba.
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
So go to create sourcing request, sourcing project. Generally, sourcing request permission is given to many of the users. Their role is just sending a request. Once the request is approved, then the procurement people will follow sourcing project. So this is the first we will try to create a sourcing request. So this is the initial screen. Sorry, this is the initial screen you will get when you are clicking sourcing request. So the name which stands for what is the name you are giving for an item. For example, to buy computers. You can give a description which can be anything. Computers with sorry specifications. Actually, this is an indication of the title. What is this project is for? So the more about item description will be given in the next stage. So here we are just giving this sourcing request to buy computers, computers with the specification. Copy from project. Suppose you already created similar request in the past. You want to copy the detail, then you will be clicking this. And system will show you all the requests created in the past. Okay, you can filter this by using 1 second. Sorry, yeah. So you can filter this by using fields. Click on others. You will have all these five filters are available. You can select any one from among that. Suppose I want to select by owner, clicking on options, others, Control F will give you search functionality. Owner. Whoever creating that sourcing request become the owner. Then I will be selecting, for example, this username, Hari. Hkumar1 is the ID. Clicking on done, search. Now it will be filtered by whatever the request created by this user. Now I am selecting the last one, Aribate's sourcing request. Now once I select that, all these fields are updated with the previous sourcing request information. Whatever I am giving in language, region, department, resources, baseline spend, whatever the fields not there, we can manually enter it. Suppose I don't want, I want to create a new one. So I will select no value. Since already selected, it is pulling these values. If I cancel it and come back, so let's do since we are creating for the first time, cancel, create sourcing request. So I'm creating sample sourcing request. February 26, 2022. This is for demo. I'm not copying. Project is active or planned. Suppose this is just to differentiate whether it is for the future. That means we're at the planning stage. If it is active, currently this is active, we will be selecting as active. We have selected version project status. Now test project. So what is test project is, once you click yes or no, no in the sense this is not a test project, so this cannot be deleted from the system by the user. If you select as yes, this can be deleted by the user after doing a test. So let me keep this as a test project as yes. So I will get the ability to delete. Base language is English. Region, we can select any of the region, and selection is you can search more. You will get all the regions available. You can expand this. You can select from the other regions also. Okay. Click done. Department. So for example, search more, all production department, LLC. If we click EL, manufacturing, for example, I'm taking for manufacturing and this is for fabrication. Done. Next, resourced by. Whether it is this event is resourced by Ariba resource or internal resource or others. Which is resourced by others. What is Ariba resource? Ariba help you conduct events for on behalf of the customer. If that is the cases, we will be using Ariba resources. So instead of for the buyer, the Ariba people will help in creating all the events. They will be giving the data to them and they will be conducting the events for us. That is the call Ariba resources. If it is internal, so within the company we are using, then we will be selecting internal. If these two are not there, you can select the third one. So for time being, I am taking internal resources. This is just to filter. When you have large kind of sourcing requests, you want to filter, you can filter by the resource, whether it is done by internally or with the experts from Ariba resources. And baseline spend, how much I am expecting to spend for this particular event. So I am saying 10,000 US dollars. This US dollar is comes from here under user profile, whatever we are defined at the user profile, that will be defaulted as a currency. If you want to change, you can change. I am selecting as Indian rupees. I am increasing the quantity to 1 lakh. Target saving. So how much I am expecting to save from this sourcing event? 10%. These are all projection purposes only. So not then we can compare at the later date what is how much we got the savings. Project reason. Why I am spending this? This I am spending for contract is expiring. That is the reason I am find a new source of supply. Meet saving goals. Suppose the company is decided that we need to increase the saving, so I need to find better code, then you can choose it. If it is a new requirement which we do not know, we are further exploring, you can click that new requirement or new component or re-engineer. When there is a change in the process, it is called re-engineering. That time if you are buying this item, then you can select this one. For time being, I will be selecting as new requirement. Predecessor project, like copying from the project, which will give all the values from the previous project. Predecessor project means suppose this is continuation of earlier one request is there, I am continuing, so I can use this predecessor project. So then there is a link will happen between the two events. But since I have not created anything in the past, I will be selecting no value. Next time if I am creating a event for the same purpose, then I can select current project as my predecessor project. Then owner is same. If you want to change, you can change the owner, currency, commodity, search more. Again, if it is there is no asterisk mark is there, then that is not a compulsory field. We can even leave with no value. Execution strategy. Whether how we will be trying to source this item, whether doing an online sourcing or an offline sourcing, supplier performance, contract, low cost country saving. These are all values given by this company. So that means it can be anything. As per your company, they can be changed. Linked initiatives. Diversity, human resource, search more. These are all custom fields, not a standard fields. Only 3 are there. Now this part is done, which is called initial attributes of a sourcing request. Now the next, if it is linked with external system, then we will be selecting from which system this is linked. Currently, this is linked under SAP ECC. So you will get company code, purchasing organization, purchase group, payment terms, document type, document category. These are all the values coming from our integration. Company code, I will be selecting here. So SAP ECC is not the correctly configured. We have one more. Ariba SAP 09. Let's check this. This is also not configured. So this is just created, but there is no integration fields are there. SAP SOAP, search more. Yes, SAP SOAP is rightly configured. So I am selecting 100 IDES as my company code. Purchasing organization, search more. 1000 again my purchasing organization. Purchasing group. This data is coming from external integration. Payment terms. special payment on 001. Document type, whether we will be creating a purchase order after this or we'll be creating a contract after this. I am selecting as a contract. Document category, whether it is a value contract, quantity contract, or standard purchase order. For time being, I will select value contract. Then this part, we will be selecting the right template. As I mentioned, we can create as many templates as we want. So based on this, the next step of events will be configured. So for time being, what I am be selecting sourcing request template for practice. Okay, we will use this one. Create. If there are some required tasks which required fields are there which we have not entered, at this stage system will stop me to enter those values, and then once you click OK, it will take you to this screen. So this is sourcing request. You can see from here whether it is a sourcing request or sourcing project, contract request, contract workspace, all these supplier information, all these project details will become here as a sourcing request. The initial screen, which will give you overview, whatever the fields we entered in the initial screen will be under your overview. Whatever the external system configuration which we have selected will be appearing here. Then the process. Process is nothing but how this will be going. So once you click on task, you will see this is the process, approval for sourcing request. We'll come to that stage. Then quick links, announcement, documents. So this project contains only sourcing request item, which is not yet created. Tasks. In order to complete this task, we need to complete two tasks. What are all those tasks? Once you come here, click required. These two are compulsory tasks need to be performed in order to complete this sourcing request. One is prepare sourcing request, approval for sourcing request. What is the optional one? Send notification for new sourcing request. This will just schedule, it will just send a kind of a notification that this project has been started with details mentioned. We will see all one by one. Send notification for sourcing request. This is okay. What we have seen is the document which contains all the document related to this project. Suppose you want to add something, you can click this upload document, you can create it. You can upload the document. If you want to create any of these things, you can do that. Create document, create analytical report, compound report, shortcut. Or if you want to download this document, click on this and you can click on download document also. Or you can download from here also. View details, then it will open. Tasks. Send notification for, okay. What is the view task details? This is will display what kind of a task it is. If it is an approval task, it will show approval task. If it is a notification task, it will show notification. If it is to do, it will display as a to do task. So basically, this is a notification task. Properties, if you click, which says that status is scheduled, owner is sourcing manager, due date, notification after the due date, first send date. So today it will send a notification. So this recipient, whoever recipient, sourcing manager, click on that. So here, all these people will get an email saying that this project is started. Okay. If you don't want to send, you want to cancel this, you can do this one. That's it. So let's complete. Next one, prepare sourcing request. This is just telling the process. Okay, now you have come, you have to prepare. So view task details. Again, properties will give you the details, comments. If any comments you want to add, you can add comments. Advanced task details, notifications. So here, when this task is created, it will send a notification 30 days before due date to task owner. Whoever creating this task will be task owner. Task participant. Suppose there are approvals are there, they become the task participant. Somebody is in reviewer, somebody is approver, all these people become task participant. In other words, task owner, original owner, active approver, and observer. All these people will receive a notification before 30 days of the due date, which is given. So here, what is the due date given? Nothing is mentioned here. We'll be doing that. Send. So then second notification, overdue notification, 2 days after due date. So one, this will send 30 days before, and this will send one more reminder after 2 days when the due date is happened. Again, it will go to the task owner, original owner, active approver, observer. Send task complete notification to task participant, task owner, original owner, active observer. Once this task is completed, these people will get an email saying that this task is completed. So first I am starting it, mark started. You can see this is in progress. Now I am completing it. View task details, mark complete. Suppose you want to edit something, use the option to edit task. So here you will be giving prepare sourcing request. Hari Kumar, sourcing manager. If you want to change original owner to different, if myself, then I can create as I am the original owner. Observer. If you want to enable somebody to observer, then they become observer. Due date, milestone, advanced task details. Okay. So these tabs and features will be same for almost all kind of sourcing upstream events. So when we are going into the contracts, we will also do similar kind of tasks and events. So that is the reason I'm trying to give you explain more about this. So now we will be completing this task. Let me edit task and put a due date. Fix a date. So the due date is, this task need to be completed before 28th. You can mention if it is a milestone, yes, or if it is not a milestone, you don't need to mention. Click OK. So let's complete this task. Mark complete. Again, one more thing I want to show you. This is done. So how these three tasks are coming is, these three tasks are coming from a template which we are configuring. So once we are selecting here overview, actions, edit overview, template questions, here you will be seeing which template I have used. You have seen in the initial screen, I have selected sourcing request template for practice. So this is the template I am using. So all these tasks are coming from this template. Click OK. I will also show the template. So here, next process will be, okay, one task we have completed. Now you will see the task pending is one. Approval for sourcing request. Click on that. View task details. Specify due date. Who will be the approver? There is no approver there. Task history, properties. Okay. Approval. Suppose I want to send this approval, I can add myself as an approver. Required. If it is required, yes, means he has to approve it. If he doesn't want, he will become an observer. I will say no, provide a reason. Project owner to be notified. Okay. You will see he is a watcher. So that means approval is not required. So submit. So the task is submitted now. It will go for approval. Since I have not kept any approval, this will automatically approve. You can see approved. So now you will see the task completes are 0. Now come here. Once that is approved, the task is approved here. It will enable to create a sourcing project. Earlier, when we have initially opened, you have seen only sourcing request item. But once the task is approved, automatically, if link is open, which will enable to do the sourcing project, that will be done by users from procurement department. At this stage, the sourcing request is created by a user who wants to source something, and that has to be approved by his supervisor. When this is done, now it is the duty of the procurement to source that event. Click documents, sourcing project, open. So similarly, how we have created a sourcing request, we will be creating sourcing project against the sourcing request which we have just created. You will see the sourcing project. This is for demo, and you will also see predecessor project will be. We will select that. Okay, let's cancel. We can do creating sourcing project either from this screen, so that there is a link will happen, or Go back. I just want to show before that template. Sourcing templates. Sourcing project template which we are using. Okay, we will search by. So many people are using this system. That's why we have a lot of templates created. Otherwise, we will be seeing very few same templates in live projects. So sourcing project template, sourcing request. I'm finding it difficult. So let me open any one of the template. Sourcing project template request. Let's see this sourcing request template. Click open. Task. So there are 3 tasks available. So this is the task we are saying when we are creating a sourcing request. From template, we will be getting these tasks and these documents also. This document will be enabled for sourcing project which we are seeing now, which will be enabled only when it is get approved. Once it is approved only, this document will come into enable it. So we will be able to do the project. Click exit. So that's how we manage the templates. Now we'll be creating a real event. So far we have created just a request. We'll be creating a sourcing project now. Okay. So this is also similar to the one we'll be seeing test sourcing project. 26. Test for demo. Quick project. So there are 2 things. Like what we are doing in the sourcing request, and then we are creating a sourcing project. Full project will enable you to create RFI, RFP, RFQ, auction, all these things as a container inside the project. That way, we call it as a full project. Quick project, which will enable you to select an event. So for time being, I'm just doing only RFP. Then you can use quick project, which is the easy method. If you want to do full project, that event will be added as a container in your project. So for time being, we will be creating RFI first. RFI. So here, sourcing project RFI. Test project no, English. So these are all not compulsory fields. I'm not selecting anything. So there are a lot of templates again. RFI test. Okay, here you're seeing questions. Suppose you want to restrict the limitation of this template, so then we can use template questions. When we're working on template, that time I will show you how to create the questions to select the template. So for timing, I will be selecting as RFI test or request for information. It will be better, I think. Click create. So fantastic. So here the timing rules. How this sourcing event to be happen. First thing is timing rules. Similarly, what we have seen in earlier documents, tasks, like that. Here we will have rules, teams, suppliers, content, and something. First is rules. For this event, what are all the rules? Once when I click publish button, so the timing rules, first it says the response start time. Suppose once I submit this event, immediately after submit, it will be published for vendors to enter the details. Or if I want to be happen for a future date, you can schedule it for a future date. For the, let me click 26. I want this to be submitted at 7 p.m. Due date. So how long this event is kept open for the suppliers to respond? I want only 30 minutes. No, I'll be one day. So that means they will be Once I submit, till tomorrow 7 p.m., they will be able to give their responses. Or I can select fixed timers. Select it 27 and tomorrow 7 p.m. Whichever we want, we can choose that. And this will be controlled using template management, where we'll be seeing in next class how to do these settings, whether the user can select or we restrict user unable to select it, or we'll just show him this is how the event is going to happen. All these things we'll be seeing in the next class, where we are configuring the template. Okay, timing rules, I have just mentioned that this will be scheduled at 7 p.m. and when due date will be 1 hour, sorry, 1 day. That means until tomorrow, the supplier has the time to respond. Now we are coming to bidding rules. Allow participant to submit bids by email. Whether you accept bids by email, if you're clicking yes, then you will receive the responses by email and surrogate buyers will enter on their behalf. Enable scoring on participating. I'm selecting no for the timing. I want users to enter on the Ariba itself. Enable scoring on participant responses. No. Suppose you want to score your responses, then you click yes. Let's see. Yes. Enable approval for team grading. Team grading means once the responses are there, then the graders will give a rating for each vendor. He has responded within a short time, so give this rating. Like that, we can prepare a questionnaire, we can grade them. So whether we will be doing that grading or not. Approval. So for that also, we will be setting an approval. No. Choose scoring type, whether it is a percentage based and default grading method. We grade by content, grade by participant, grade offline using an Excel. Suppose content, that means based on the responses for line item, the grading will done. Grade by participants, which will respond by how much they are responding for, that way we'll be doing it. Enable blind grading on participant responses, no. Require participant to give a reason for declining a bid, no. Allow pricing conditions, no. So we do not want them to give a condition. We want to restrict whatever we want, that is only they need to respond to. So here I am just selecting scoring as no, then we will be not seeing those options. Since this is a small RFI, I don't need to do any bidding or any other things. Can owner see responses before event closes? Suppose in companies, when we are conducting an event, whether the person who is requesting the material, the person who is doing the project, whether he can see the response. Generally, it is up to the company. They choose whether to give option to the buyers, or they can restrict that this option should not be given. He will be seeing only once the event is closed. That time only he will able to see, then that will be selecting as no. Then market feedback. Allow owners to see following information before. Can owners see the responses before event closes? No, I am giving. Allow owners to see following information before event closes. Okay, since I have given no, there is some options it is giving. Log entries when suppliers access and exist. Yes. Log entries when supplier download attachment. Yes. Log entries when supplier submit responses. So all this will be logged. That means that the timestamp will be there when he is using that. That information can be seen by the owner. If he is not selecting this, then that information also he will not able to see. So he will not know whether supplier is participating or not. Participation status on supplier. We want this to be enabled. So now the first thing is happened. Roles are configured. Next, team. So you want to include your managers or the person who is requesting or technical managers. All these things you can configure here. The next step will be suppliers, whom we are sending this RFI. So here I am selecting the participants. Sorry, some issue. So you can go to recent, you will find RFI. So the system saves all your information. You don't need to worry. Each entry, whatever you're doing, will be saved in the system. So this is already recorded. Click next. Teams are already there. Click next. Invite participants. Click on this. Here you will be searching all your suppliers or vendors in this form. So I'm searching test vendors. Okay. So you have a lot of vendors here. Tested123.com, supplier for each country. These are all I figure dummy accounts, so you can use some of them. Click OK. So these three people will be sent an invitation into participate into RFI. Suppose these vendors, I found one more vendor who is supplying. He is not registered in our system. Then you can use invite another participant. Click on create new participant. Click new. So you can create, enter all your details like whom we are supply, user ID. We have not created anything. So 1, 2, 3, 4. First name, test vendor. Last name, supplier. Give some phone details. Business valid email address. Gmail.com. Something like that. You can give what is the organization name. Then you click OK. That will be added as a new external participant. Click cancel. Invite another participant. You will see you are seeing two tabs here. Create new participant, create new supplier. At this stage, he is not a supplier yet. We are just creating, inviting him into participate. Here we are creating a new supplier in our system also. Click this. When we are talking about the SPM or supplier management, that time we will discuss more about this form. So creation of a supplier form, generally Ariba will give you a form to fill these details. So then the system will create a vendor internally. When the supplier is accepted our invitation or he is already in Ariba, he log in with his username, then the link will happen between our company and his account. Then he will able to participate all our events. So those details we will be seeing when we're talking about the supplier management. So supplier request form, we will be filling all these details. So that will be saved in your system to use for next, whether approval is there for a vendor approval, then we can use the approval method and he will be registered into participant. Click cancel. So there are two methods to invite supplier. Either you can do from here or you can create from here in the menu when we are creating a new. So when I show that time when we have create button, I will show how to create a supplier. So now for one step, second step, third is done. Next will be the content. Content is the main place where we are requesting the information from the vendor. First thing is introduction. We're just giving about what is about our company. General questions. Suppose you have any questions like if you're dealing only with ISO participant question, then you can put a question whether you are ISO certified, or if you have some trade relation, whether you have a trade certificate. All those questions you can put it under general discussion. Or if it is some social responsibility questions out there, that also you can put under that. Or if you don't want, you can click select and delete also. Delete. This will come from the template where we are configuring. Whether we want to default those content, we can do. Otherwise, we can delete and we can create a new one. Add. Okay. So add section like a section. When we are having multiple line item, you want to split it as a section. You can create a section, table section, service line, line item, question, requirement. All these features are there. So for time being, I am selecting as a line item or question. Since it is an RFI, I am asking a question. Will you able to supply bulk quantity? Is this prerequisite question to continue with the event? No. Answer type text. What is the answer you are expecting? Single line text, yes or no? I am selecting as yes or no. So the supplier will say, yes, I am able to supply. If it's no, he will give a supply as no. External field mapping. If this is integrated with your ERP system, then we can select again as which field this data need to be go. That we will be entering here. External system field mapping for purchase information record, which is not there. Response required. Yes, participant need to respond. If you don't want optional, you can say not required or owner required, or you can select no owner required, participant optional. We want this response to be yes. Reference document. Suppose you are asking some quantity, suppose bulk quantity. What is the bulk quantity? You want to give some information, then you can add the file from here so that supplier will see what I am asking. When he clicks the file, it will give you details more about the description. Visible to participant. Obviously, you need to select yes. or after access gate is cleared. What is this? Is a kind of a restriction we are skipping. So once we get the detail, we suppose I'm asking a question here. So I want only for ISO certified people only. If I click as the access gate is cleared, so I will terminate there itself. Suppose the ISO is not registered, then there is no point to continue this one. So that way we can hard code this question. Participant can add additional comments and attachments. Yes, they can add. Use participant specific initial values. This is the dummy value. Basically, he will be selecting yes. That is the default value which we are saying. Team access control. Who can view this? Classified, finance information, legal information. Classified means it is only classified to particular people. Finance information, this information is only relevant for finance people. Legal, if this question is related to legal, so then the legal team can review this question. I don't need anything. Additional editor group. Who can edit this detail that we can give permission to them? Visibility condition. Whether this question is visible based on a condition that we will be using this option. Initial value and yes or no, which we can give. So all these three. Suppose this question is only for one person, we can choose unspecified. Click that. So I will just sending one question only. We can add further like requirement. We need a monthly supply about 100 tons. Visible to participant, team access. Actually, this is the the requirement means you need to upload trade license copy. This is just an information we are giving to the supplier. We are not expecting their responses. Click done. This is a kind of requirement. You need to upload trade license copy. This should be the first one. So I can move up, which will become 1 and this will become 2. I can add one more thing. Line item. I want PP material in granules. This is my item. This will be commodity of. I'm just randomly selecting something. Food and beverage category. Suppose it is under some category, I can select. If it is region specific, I can mention response required for this item. Yes, I want the response. Click done.
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
Click next. At this stage, which will give you summary of the event, which is mentioned schedule because I have mentioned it is for 7 o'clock. Schedule. Monitor this event. You can see the time remaining is 42 minutes. So that means 6:17. By 7 p.m. this event is get activated. So then this information will go to the suppliers which I mentioned here. All these 3 suppliers will receive an email. What is their current registration status is registered. That means this supplier is already registered with us. This supplier we have invited, but he has not registered yet. This is also supplier which we have invited. So you can see their status from here. What is qualification status? He is registered and he is qualified to participate. But these guys, since they are not even responded, obviously their qualification is unknown, not yet started. Discovery suppliers. Suppose you do not know the supplier itself, so you can post into Ariba's network. There is a large space of network is available. A product is a new requirement which you do not know who can able to supply. Then you can select this option and post against a discovery. So that there you have a filter. So again, materials, groups, regions, all these details will be there. You can post this event into that discovery. Whoever seeing discovery, they can respond. So we will get lot of information like a new vendors from using discovery options. team. You have already seen this team. If you want to edit, we will go to the next step later. Messages. Welcome to event. If you want to add some messages, you can see even the suppliers can respond. Their messages also you can see. Log will give you details about the system when it is scheduled. All these things. Overview. Content. This is the 3 questions we have asked. This is the suppliers. Now let's go to actions. Extend timing, reduce timing, publish now, cancel event. First, we will see reduce timing. Since what I mentioned, 41 minutes are there, reduce it. How much I will be reducing it? It should be less than that, 39 minutes. Okay. Now you will see only 2 minutes left. Correct? You can use one more option, immediately publish now. You don't wait for you do not want to calculate, just click on publish now. So, okay, before that, I want to see one more thing. View as participant. Suppose some items are specific to one supplier, then when I'm clicking this, which will give you as a supplier's view. When supplier logins into his system, he will see like this. You need to upload trade license copy. So he is aware. Will you able to supply bulk quantity? So he need to respond whether yes or no. We are not given any option. We have allowed him to add additional details. That is the reason you are seeing a plus symbol. Add comment or optional attachment. This is also we have not see this way PP material graduates I have not enabled anything. That is why it is not giving. So once we give this detail, we can see. So time still is remaining 52. End preview. This will give you a kind of a preview you are seeing as a participant. Suppose Meditech Corporation, he will also be seeing the 3. Now it is going to end, but I found that something I need to change. So extend timing. Say 15 minutes. 15 minutes is there. So I can edit something if I want to edit, I can edit. So let me edit something, edit document. So go to content, this question, edit, add, term. Sorry, you will not have because since it is an RFI, we will not be having any terms here. In RFP, we will be gathering the price information. Next. Now I will be publishing it. Okay. Suppose now I have made some change. Keep an email. So that means if it will give me option, okay, keep the change and also email that notify the participant that we have changed something. Something which we are not changed, but we do not need to be informed to the vendor, keep but do not email. This is available in your event, but email notification will not be sent to participant. Do not keep and email. So now you don't want this change to happen and email will be there. Do not keep, do not email. Both if you don't want to do your changes, you can do that. So I want to do keep but do not email. Update event. Any change you make, it will say that. Okay. Now I'm publishing this event. Publish now. Okay. So the event is published. Now you will be seeing 1 day is remaining. 1 day 37 minutes is remaining. So the until 7 p.m. which we have mentioned. Overview, content, suppliers. So now we will be monitoring stage. Go back. This is my event sourcing project. Recent RFI action. Suppose if I want to stop, cancel, reduce, extend, fast, I can do these changes. Suppliers. Here you will see when supplier is logged, you will see the status as logged and all. So since we do not have email addresses of this supplier, we will be not logging into supplier account. Now let's see RFP. We'll create one event for RFP. Create. So here I am saying how to create a vendor. Supplier request. So this is the same form which you have seen when we click creating a sourcing supplier form. Go back, create sourcing project, test sourcing project, RFP 26/02/2022 for RFP demo. This project, suppose I want to copy from quick project FP predecessor project RFI. Okay. No. I need to send RFP test. Create. Same way for RFP also, response start time will be okay. Since I selected that template, in that template they have mentioned that in order to participate this event, the supplier at least need to be registered. That means I cannot send this event to the people who are not even registered. Minimum supply status for award eligibility. So suppose if I want to award them, they need to be registered in Ariba network. Timing rules, response start time, when the response to be start time. I want to give, say, they can respond from 7 p.m. How long they can respond? 30 minutes. So that means this event is only available for 30 minutes. Bidding rules. Can participant create alternative responses? Yes, that means what we have requested, but they can give alternative proposals also. Require participant to give a reason for declining bid. Generally, we select no. If you want somebody, when they're rejecting it, if they want, you want to get their information, then you need to click yes. Click no. Allow participant to select bidding currency. Suppose we are doing a multiple transaction in different regions. Suppose if they want to bid on their currency, then you can click yes. And then it will give you exchange option. So which exchange rate you want to set, so that it will give you the prices in comparison. If I don't want, they have to respond against my bid, my code currency, then I need to select no. Market feedback. Can owner see responses below event closes? No, I don't want him to see the responses. Log entries can be seen. So which we already seen in the first event. We'll be clicking next. Again, team, I'm not changing anything. So for easy of use, I will be selecting Harikumar is already there, observer. I will be adding one more observer, someone. Next. I'm selecting this guy as a observer. Click next. You have to observer. Okay. 1 minute. What is the issue with this? Test. Okay, this is supplier user. I cannot add an observer from supplier user. It should be administrator user or third party or enterprise user only. There is no one with the name test. Click search. Group. Group means is a project group. So if I select a group, all the people under that group will become observers. So enterprise user, I am using demo 10 user. No reply. I will let us take this user. Click done. Click next. Suppliers. Invite participants. Let's see if we can create a new supplier. User ID. Test supplier. User ID C tech. First name C. Last name tech. Number 9. This email address. I'm creating a new vendor, sorry, new participant. Organization name. I don't have Search more. I want this to be under one organization. The data is loading. Let's select something. Okay. The template selected, which says that we need to have a registered. I'm trying whether it will give an error or not. So invite another participant. So I want to select options, others, qualification status. Okay. I want to search only qualified vendors. Search. You don't need to select registered. The qualification is the last status. If they are not registered, they will not be qualified also. All these suppliers are qualified suppliers. I will be selecting one among them, 3. Click OK. Okay, click next. This is again coming from the template which they have mentioned. Introduction of the company. Are you ISO certified? They will be selecting yes or no. How many employees do you have? Pricing. So here we'll be adding a line item. So question it is coming. You can cancel it. Select, add, line item. Inside or after? See, 2 pricing. This is 2.1. If I want outer, it will be third. So then I cannot go back. I can select from here also. I'm selecting this and adding a line item. Then it is giving me option whether you want to create it under that name. Yes. PP material in granules. Polypropylene material in 25 kg pack. Commodity. You can select anything. Reason. Let's select Indian. I want from India. Bharat they have selected. Visible to participant, yes. Team, I don't need any control. Response required for this item, yes. Read only for participant, use extended bidding. So here I will be selecting price, quantity, extended savings. And this will be invited party. Suppose if I don't want this item, I can remove that supplier. Suppose this I want only for these 3 people. I don't want any, then remove it. Click done. You need to provide historic price. This price I need to give tentative price, $100. No, $10 is my historic price, and quantity I am expecting 100 each. Done. So this will be your pricing. PP material in granules. They will be entering the price. I want 100 each. Click next. In the first screen, you are unable to see any values, but at this place, you can ask the vendor to give the currency in value. Sorry, the pricing materials in value. Click next. Summary. Again, this is the same event summary. Another member of your must approve the event before it can be published. Before submitting to publish, you can view and edit the approval. View approval. So project owner is the approver. Exit. Team. Project owner is Harikumar already. Action. Let's see if I'm getting any approval here. Section. Publish approval task. Let's see if it created any approval task. To do. Manage my task. So that even need an approval. I'm checking.
Sir, is this a initial class or is already 2 classes passed?
This is one class passed. This is second class we're taking. Initial class we have given a demo to how to use and user navigation. This class is about creating sourcing. The next we will be moving to sourcing templates, how to manage templates under. Then we will go to the next cycle like contracts and SLP, and then we'll go to downstream.
Hi, sir. I was late by 25 minutes. Did I miss too much? So it is the sourcing, not the supplier template, right?
No, this is sourcing. We'll be starting with the sourcing. Suppliers will go after the contract management.
Okay. So did I miss too much in sourcing? So you just created a project in a
There
template
is
in
a
sourcing?
there is a request sorry, the video will be available, so you can watch the video. After this session, you can contact support and they will send you the recorded session. You can watch from that.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to put the
No,
link. So
you
just
didn't
started
miss
with the
it.
project.
The first we have seen how to create sourcing request, and now what we are seeing is sourcing project. Sourcing request is similar to that one, just a basic navigation where once it is approved, this will allow us to create a sourcing project.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Any other questions? So we will take a small break, 5 minutes break. Then I'll be back by 6:42. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. If you want to attend tomorrow's session, please enroll by the given below link. And tomorrow's session link will be shared with paid students only. Thank you.
Hello, all. So we're seeing to set up with the approval, right? So let's go to, let's check if it is appearing there. Sourcing, my to do. Okay. My to do. Actually, someone has configured a wrong setting. That's why we got stuck up. Let's see. Register team supplier. Let me remove this supplier. Register, this is also not.
Are you showing the integration of SAP to Ariba?
That will come after we complete upstream and downstream, then we will be showing integration. Before that, we will be showing wherever we are touching the data related to those modules, we will be giving information for that related integration.
So does it has a CLM also?
CLM is there. Yeah, the next after sourcing will be starting CLM. Contract
Yeah,
life
thank
cycle
you.
development.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, the issue happened is in the rules configuration, they have mentioned only the registered participants. So once I come to summary, now I am able to publish this button. Click submit. Then it will go for the approval. View details of the event. Pending publish approval. So you can see view publish approval task. Approval flow. Myself is the project manager, myself also approver. So I can approve this. Okay. Again, one more approval it is there. Now, one approval is approved, the second approval is approving that. Okay. We publish approval. Approval flow. Now it is completed. So that event is approved. Now event is open for 15 minutes in the preview. So that means if you want to change anything, we can change. Suppose I'm viewing as this supplier. So once we logging into this supplier as his account, he will have a screen like this, which will tell introduction, pricing. I am asking PP material annual. Say he gives an example 12 unit. This is by this vendor. Then he will update the totals. Only one line item. So this is 1,200 US dollars. In preview. Extend. Okay. Anyway, now I don't need to wait for this. So I can reduce timing. 30 minutes are there, 12 minutes. So in order to participate, I need to have the supply details. So maybe in the next class, we will try to add one of our email. Then we will see how the responses will come. We will do in the next event. Okay. 133. Further, I will reduce. 24 seconds.
So in the RFP, you are changing the bidding time, right?
Yeah. So now it is publishing time. We are in preview state. So now this is enabled for bidding. So now the suppliers will get an email saying that you have been invited to participate, and they have a time of 30 minutes to respond. Okay.
Okay.
So now as a buyer, I am viewing the status. Currently, in order to complete the cycle, we need to have this login detail. Then we can see from their angle. Since I don't have the supplier names, we will not able to see from the supplier. Let's try to give one more RFP. We will use a template which is not having registered status. Then a new participant, we can view that. Let's give one more. Create.
So, yeah.
Sourcing project.
Yeah.
I'll make it fast. No. Event type RFP.
Is this a supplier cockpit, sir?
Sorry?
Is this supplier cockpit?
No, this is RFP sourcing project we are doing.
A sourcing product.
Yeah. Suppliers will do after contract management, then we will do suppliers. So where like here, all these suppliers are already qualified.
Yeah, got it, sir.
That part will come in at the third stage.
Yeah. But what was the 10,000 you added that?
That is how much I'm expected to spend from this project.
Okay.
For example, if I'm asking 1,000 numbers of 10 rupees each, like that. So whatever the total project value, I'm mentioning there. So bidding reels. So this is another template which we are using. Enable preview. So you have seen that 15 minutes preview was there, right? That is what preview period before bidding opens. If I say no, then there will not be no preview. It will automatically publish. Specify how long the bidding will begin and the event parallel. Reports. When I click publish, immediately it will publish. I don't want to schedule it. Now I have kept as a 7 o'clock, and then I'm reducing it. Instead of that, as soon as I publish the event, then automatically it is available for vendors to respond. Due date I'm mentioning 30, instead of 30, I'm mentioning 60 minutes. Set a review period after the lot. So this is the lot bidding. That is the reason you are seeing this one.
Yep.
Allow participants submit by emails, no. Enable scoring, no. Must participant improve their bits, no. Can participants submit tie bits? Did I select auction by chance? Let's see. Okay. Owner is fine. Supplier, invite participant. So here I'm trying to see create new participant.
So new participants means new supplier, correct?
Exactly, you're right.
Perfect.
CPEC. First name.
And the bidding preview, what you
Yeah.
are selecting the first one, that is the supplier will see the bidding preview.
Yeah, supplier will see, but he will not able to enter the values. He can
Yep,
just,
okay.
which will allow them to see only.
Okay, but they can see all the other suppliers as well, right? How
Yes,
many other
yes.
suppliers?
Whoever we have mentioned in this project, they can see that.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you, sir.
It should be under the. Let's select some value here. Okay, I am able to create a one vendor. So let's add one more vendor. Any of the vendor.
So in the vendor, we have that version template, version number 59, 69, 65. So in sourcing, we don't have that, right? Version. We can't see that.
Sourcing version. You can see once we go to the templates, then I will show that.
Okay, okay. So this is not the template.
Suppose you have a template already available, you are editing the template, then a new version is created with the same name.
Okay.
You can see the history also. Suppose you are changing some timing rules or timing members or something.
Yep.
That will be tracked by versions.
Okay.
Selecting
Perfect. So,
these people will receive email. That is the reason I'm not using them. Test 1, 2, 3 I'll be using. Click OK. So now 2 participants are there in my request. Next. Let it be same. I will be adding one more section. This will be line items. This is just a section name only. Under this, I will be adding line item. 3.1 computers. Specification. Price. Historic price is 10. Quantity 100. Done. Next. See, you now you will not see the remaining timing and all. Once I click, it's straight away published. So now, okay. So now you are able to see. Looks like I selected auction or something. Anyway, so CTIC, I will be receiving an email. Yes. So this is a new participant I have created using this email ID. So now I got an email saying that I can able to access this event. If I'm not a registered one, I can register from here. Okay. Click here to access this event. sign up. Username we should be giving as test icon, but I need to remember. Create account and continue. Let's see.
So register means you're registering the supplier,
Yes,
correct?
yes, I am registering as a supplier in Ariba network. This is Ariba's network. User already exists. Okay. Login. Password.
So when we are registering the supplier, which supplier is this? Because in SLP there is a standard supplier, then qualified XYZ.
Yeah. So at initial stage, when we're talking about the suppliers, I will be telling initial stage it is only invited. So next will be registered. Once I registered using Ariba's network, I will get a registered. Then it will go for a qualification status, whether he is qualified. So qualification stage, we are defining at what level he is qualified, whether he is qualified at region level or commodity level or what level we are qualifying.
Yep.
Once he qualified, then he will able to participate. So in sourcing events, we can create a kind of a condition at template level. Any participants, what is the minimum status? Either they need to be registered, or if we are not mentioning anything, like in this template they have not mentioned anything, so I am able to participate in. Suppose if there is a template mentioned that minimum status of this event to be participated is registered. So at least a registered participant can only supply in that. So that means new participants are not allowed there.
Perfect, sir.
Let's reset password.
So before participant, before that, they will get the link into their email. Then they're gonna.
This is my Gmail. So I just entered only the email details, email address only. So I have received a link which says that. So this is the name I have registered. They're saying I can able to access this event. Suppose if I have not registered, then it will give me a link that you are not registered. You can register using a link. By clicking the link, it will open. I can register. Even if I'm clicking this, it says whether sign up or sign in. Sign up means I have to create a new account. If I already have an account, then I can use the sign in password. So, okay. I want to show supplier view how it will be. Okay, since I'm accessing both from the same, it is giving this help. So you are able to see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is in Chrome. So I will be doing from Firefox. Copy link address. Firefox. So because I have selected some organization, that's causing an error here.
So this Ariba is used only for all kind of purchasing, or just like MRO only?
What kind of purchasing you are saying? How you are differentiating the purchasing?
No, I'm saying I see in companies they are using Ariba for just for MROs, you know. Is indirect materials.
Yes, you can use for both the direct material as well as indirect material. When you have direct material, if there is an integration is there, which I have shown in the initial screen, we can select the integration, then we can select material from your backend system. So all information will be recorded against that material. You can use for services also, or you can use for indirect materials also, where we will be like when we're progressing, you will see that anything we can purchase or we can do the contracts. So main advantage here we have is the suppliers are already on Ariba network. Let me open this. I want to show from supplier angle how we what till now whatever we did is from buyer side. Let's try from let me close it.
So, sir, you are trying to do on ARN, right? It's Ariba network. So
Yeah.
this is the production or this is the QA course? Else there
This
might
is
be so many
no.
subsystems.
This is common, so you can use any of the new email and you can able to register, which will give you basic access only. It will not give you to participate in real time scenarios.
Okay.
So if you want to participate real time scenario, then you need to enter all your details as a supplier. Then Ariba will contact you. Once confirms, then you will able to enter into real businesses. Generally, Gmail domains they are aware that this is for testing purposes only. So I need to create one more Gmail, then I can able to log in. So if you can give me some time, let me create one more Gmail and or if someone able to
Use
share,
my
yeah.
use my Gmail, right? Then remove it, jigneshjani21@gmail.com.
What 1 minute, 1 minute. We'll go to the buyer screen now. Then you will receive an email, so you can check that. I'm stopping for my share for 1 minute. One more, right? And now I will be doing editing the of the event. Edit. Supply. Create new participant. Can you give me your email ID?
jigneshjani21@gmail.com.
Can you able to put it in the chat? Or you can send to only for me.
Sir, I've put it in chat.
Yeah, got it.
But we both are sharing the same ID, Ms. HK. So I have the same ID.
No, I mean the email address. That
No,
is,
no, it's good.
yeah, that's fine. That maybe you will have a same access like me only. This is the problem. Actually, organization name were not configured properly.
So if we want to practice this, we need to create 2-3 Gmail ID, right? For this.
Yeah. Let's see if you are receiving it next. Update. Keep an email. So users will be notified with the email also. Update event. Monitor. Can you check your email?
Yes. I think it is paused.
Or you can forward to me this email so I can try to show from here. Or if you can able to share your screen, then we can log in as a supplier and you can see that.
Sure. 1 second. Okay.
So what I'm trying to do is we created a sourcing request. Now as a supplier, we want to see how to participate.
Okay, I can't share my screen. I think you cannot share a screen while other participant is sharing. So you need to answer, sir.
Yeah. I think yes. Click on that. Harikumar, you have received a mail, right?
Yep.
Click here to access the event. So you have not registered earlier in Ariba, right?
No, not with this email ID.
Yes, okay. So as a supplier, you will be getting this email. So here you need to sign up now.
Okay.
Click sign up. So give some random names.
Region India.
Select state.
We need to add this, right? City
Yeah,
as well.
any city name you can give. Click on use my email as my username. Yeah. So you can change the name also, Jignesh Tech, that's fine.
Okay, sir. This is
Okay.
done.
Click
So
agree to the
create.
terms and conditions. You
Yeah.
need to agree the last two.
And can we delete this and can I recreate again or I can't?
No. One email address will be linked and there you can remove the companies and all.
Okay.
So now you're
That's
actually
it.
registering with the Stratas group company.
Okay. So create account.
Yeah, create an account and continue.
So do we need to this because this category
Yes,
is
you can add on the right side. You can click either add or click on browse. So this is basically it is asking what kind of products you are
products.
supplying.
Okay.
You can select any random items. So where this is useful is when somebody is trying to find you as a supplier in global posting, discovery. So they will filter by this. So they will select by fishing and aqua equipment, then your name will appear there. Click OK. Yeah, shift to location also you need to add.
Yeah, but if we don't select this, then also it's okay, right?
No, that is a compulsory field. If you see the asterisk on the before side,
Yes, that's why I asked, because this was
Yeah.
extreme, right? Okay.
yeah, you need to
But-
enter.
But
Tax
text ID
ID
is
is
not
optional. Optional. These two are optional. DUNS number and this.
Okay.
I think it is not added. Click OK.
What is this number, please? DUNS
DUNS
number?
number actually used by European countries and American countries. Identification number like we don't
Okay.
have in India. So that's
Okay,
an
I got it.
organization. Yeah.
Yeah. So does this has for Australia, not for Australia, because there's no DUNS in Australia.
I'm not sure. It's a kind of a regulation where companies are registered under DUNS organization. They get some kind of a benefits. Actually, it is not get added. So click on browse again.
The DUN number is when you participate in a financial market, they will provide you a number based on your company performance.
That is specific to which reason? I think India we are not using that DUNS number. It is mostly in US, I guess.
Yeah, it is the US. Like
You are not
here-
selected. You are not selected. Click browse again. So once you go to the last stage, you need to click OK. Click browse. Okay.
So just click on, for example, this one, right? So I
Okay.
just need to. Okay, that's it.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, click on one. Yeah, at that level also click OK. Click OK now. Yes,
Okay.
now you will see in the down, it is coming, I think. Click OK. Similarly, reason. Shift to location.
Yeah, right.
Central Asia,
Oh, sorry.
or it will be in South Asia. South Asia. I think. The top one. Southern.
Yeah.
Select India.
Yes, sir.
You can even select it India, I think. If you want to full, select expand there.
Yeah, this one, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so this selected.
Now
Okay.
India select. Click OK.
Oh, so here is the one selection. Okay.
Yes.
Got it,
Click OK.
got
now.
it.
Create and continue.
Please
So
click
go
on
up,
the-
scroll up. So record username.
Must be in email address format, John at.
Maybe there is a space before that. No space, right?
No, sir.
Okay. Use my email as username. Okay. Click OK. So now enter password again.
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
Creating.
Okay. Yep. So it's
Okay.
review period.
So now prerequisites is nothing but to accept the standard requisition. You need to accept that review prerequisites. So click on that. Then this is a general rules and regulation which will give, you need to accept. So scroll down. As a buyer, you need to follow this standard NDAs, requirements from Ariba.
Okay.
Click done. You have done the requisites. Click again.
So this is done, right?
Click on the left side. Submit this. Click done.
This one, right, sir? On the right side,
done.
this thing. Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
I think I selected this before. Review and
Come down.
response.
Okay, come down. Click on next on the section 1 of 3.
I think this is here, right? Section 1 and 3.
Yeah. Again, section 3. Yes. Click on one more. Now you will be getting enter the price.
Oh, this is 100 each less. I think this is the one, right? I think.
You need to select it. Scroll down.
Yeah.
Okay, scroll up.
So currency is USD. So maybe do I need to go one level ahead? So in section 2.
Actually, you need to accept it. So that's a review. Click on the left hand side. Click that second.
Shri, actually, this is paused.
Oh, okay. Scroll up. Yeah, pause. Okay, right. So let me complete that one. Wait a second.
So do you need to do something from your side, please?
Yeah. Because that event I have paused to update it now.
So can you share your screen, please? I'll unshare mine so you can see what's going on after this.
I just clicked. Okay, now you will be able to see that. So refresh that. Yeah, now
I
you
could
see the time is remaining.
Okay, but we still need to add that in the video recording, right? That what was that? Why did you click after this? So,
that's okay. That's I will show that. No problem.
okay,
Click again. Now review requisites. So scroll down. Yeah. Now accept done. Click on done.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, this is the one. Okay.
Click OK.
Yeah, done that. I'm just clicking back.
Now select that left item. Yes. So you are accepting to participate in this item. Click that. Confirm selected lots align. Okay. Now scroll down. This is the questions whatever you are receiving from which we have sent from the content. You can scroll down.
Yep.
So you can enter some price again as 3.1. No, update totals. Click on update totals. There are some mandatory questions which they have given a lot of questions which you need to enter before you can club it. So I will show from user screen how it look like.
Okay.
You can stop your screen.
Okay, sir. Thanks, Shri.
Yeah. So let me share my screen. So actually, you were asking, you are able to see my screen, right?
Yes. Now I can see.
So here it was a paused status. Once I click this one, it gives me a button called say pause event, right? Okay, I will show now. So the event is paused. At this stage, you are unable to give your response because the event has been kept on hold. It could be any reason. That is the reason. So once I resume the event, so then you are able to submit your response. So that is the change. Okay, now two suppliers. One is this guy and this guy. They at least they're logged in. So one I have tried to log in myself, but I could not able to complete. You are able to log in. That is the reason you are showing this button connected. So he is connected with this event. You're getting it.
Yes, yes, sir.
Now
Also,
you
yes,
can
sir.
see as like this. If I see Tech Dignesh, you will be seeing how you are seeing from supplier login when he login. So I know these are all not required. Then I can able to edit my event, or I delete, or I can update my event.
Okay.
Okay. So let's stop today's session with this. Then next session we will see how to configure more about sourcing event. We will also try to run one auction. Then we will configure the sourcing templates where how we are controlling it. So suppose in our today's session we have seen two scenarios. In the first one, which is not allowed me to select a new participant, which is not even registered status. Whereas in the second stage, I was able to do it allowing a new participant, I can able to complete the event. All these configurations are done at the template level. And someone asked me the version, right? I will just show the version and we will manage templates. Since this is a test environment, we are seeing a lot of templates. Sourcing
Yes.
templates, click open.
So we can practice this, right? Tomorrow
Yeah,
when we
you
see
can practice.
this.
Whatever you have seen now, you can practice. Try to create a new vendor and you can use Gmail account and you can participate yourself. You will see both the angles, like what is the buyer side and what is from supplier side. You should not be using the same browser because it will say this is already registered. So better to use in two different browsers. Or you close your buyer activity, then log in as a supplier. One template, for example, this is the template I'm saying. Click open. You are seeing version 6 here.
Yep.
And how we will see this version is actions here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Suppose if I want to see what has happened at the third version, you can click that. It will give you history about that, whatever the settings are there
Yes.
at that level. So you can click on request proposal. You will see all
Okay.
these items there.
So this is the old version, right? This is the old
Yeah.
version.
Version 3.
So,
You can see version 3 of 6.
yep, yep. So if you want to go back to version 3, we need to make this version as inactive, right? And then the
No,
other.
automatically when you are submitting a new version, the previous versions are inactive. Suppose
So,
at this stage, you can see this is active status. That means this template is active at version 6. I want to
yes.
do some changes to this template, actions, new version. So then V7 will be created and I will be making the changes. And once the changes are done, I will be publishing this template. So that is available for users to edit. Until this is in draft status, once I activate as a new version, it will be in draft status. Until I
Yeah.
publish, the user will not be able to use that version. Okay, now the
Okay.
question may come, suppose I found that these are all irrelevant, I want to go back to version 3. Only option
Yes.
is you need to click version 3. From here, you create a new version.
Okay.
So that again with version 7, but this is based on your version 3. So don't do any changes and publish it. So you will be using version 3, a copy of version 3 as a version 7.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's about the templates. When we work on templates, we will show how to create a brand new template, how to use an existing template, what is different between Ariba template and what is user template. All this will be discussed in next tomorrow's class.
Yeah. So sir, so most of the issue what we happen, so I think contracts we are creating in the Ariba,
Okay.
sourcing we are creating in Ariba, so we don't
Okay.
have that much issues with that. So the
Okay.
question is, supplier also we are creating, but when we want to migrate the data, the supplier, so the data,
Okay.
so from the ERP or from any third party legacy system,
Okay.
so the CSV we do that through CSV file or CGW, whatever is it.
Yeah, XML
So,
or CSV. Yeah.
so that's what the error happens, right? The issue because to sync that data. So
What kind of error
that's
you are getting now?
no, I haven't done that. I'm just asking. So what are the major challenges in Ariba? I mean,
No,
in
we will not be
migration.
doing. So initial setup time, we do the integration. Later on, if the issues are happening, suppose you are created a supplier in ERP which is not getting available in Ariba, then you need to find where it is getting lagged, whether it is at ERP sending to Ariba failed or Ariba receiving failed. That you will be checking it. Suppose SAP has sent the data, Ariba is missing, then you need to figure it the Ariba side. If
Okay.
SAP itself failed in sending, so output has to create it in a file. So if it is not generated, obviously we will not receiving in Ariba.
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
that where we need to check the integration point. So when we are configuring it, we know that this is what the process. You go and check there. So suppose you are using a flat file transfer. So once you open the flat file, you will see the updated, for example, company code is missing. So you check that the company code is available in that text field or not. If that is available in that file, if it is not available in Ariba, then there is an integration fail between Ariba and the medium file, the load data file. That we need to figure. It could be any of the reason. If it is a reason from Ariba, we need to raise a sourcing, service request and inform Ariba there is an issue. Please fix it. If it is issue from SAP or backend Oracle system or some other system, we need to inform the user. Please send the correct data with the updated information.
Okay, sir. But what this P2P cycle? So in how in SAP, because you worked in as well.
Yeah.
So we create the client and enterprise structure and accounting data,
Okay,
and
okay.
then after. So how we do that in Ariba? So
you are saying
where-
client in the sense is a vendor or
in SAP the client is the is the source.
okay,
right?
okay. So the client, so that is organization structure, org structure, which is no
Yes.
more relevant in Ariba, which will have
Okay.
individual names. So we will not have a organization structure like the plant, storage location, all these things are not required in Ariba. So only when we are doing an integration, suppose you are doing a sourcing event, you want this material to be linked to your ERP, we will be selecting the field from Ariba and with the field from ERP. So these two fields gets integrated. Once I complete my sourcing request and I send the data to ERP, only these fields will take, like the material number will be copied from your Ariba to your ERP system. The rest of the standard integrations which happens between SAP and the ECC, like the document number, when it is created, when it is done, all this will be when we're doing integration, it will happen. So we don't need to do configure those things. Only which is relevant for the client, that only will be configuring it.
Okay, and to link that, we need to raise a service request to Ariba. So those developers will do that, right?
Okay, that is initially when we are going as an implementation project. If there is an integration is there, the specialist from, if you're using CAG or if you're using Fatfile or you're using a middleware, depends various ways.
Okay.
So that time they will be configuring it. If there is any issues, then as an administrator, we need to check and we need to we need to resolve that.
Okay.
So we should be knowing the endpoints and the receiving points, which is the receiving point, what is endpoint.
So there's no chart of accounts or such like those things what we had.
That we'll be doing basically in integration only. Chart of accounts also we can integrate in accounting data. We'll be getting accounting data from your backend system that will be linked to all your materials like material groups or material center, cost centers, or whenever purchase requisition is raised, against which cost center this need to go. All this can be configured at downstream level.
Okay, and there's no number range concept in Ariba, right? There's no number range concept.
No, number range is not possible. If the system creates an automatic number, if you want, we need to request Ariba, but most of the cases it is not the standard. So that is the reason they use a custom field to link your external ERP value. Suppose you have a contract number in ERP that you need to show in Ariba, so you can create one more field. Like I will show, let me open any of the template.
So the release strategy and all those workflows, what we have, like 5,000, 10,000, we don't have it here.
More than release strategy, you have a kind of call approval processes. Yeah.
Yep.
This way you can control a lot. This is more flexible and you can change it. You can easily, and you have detailed history of the changes also. This is more powerful than your ECC.
Okay, and this we will learn gradually. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry for too many questions, but I think
no, it's okay. It's okay. Not an issue.
So sir, once you select the source, like sourcing, are you guys going by the Ariba go by the levels or percentage? How's it gonna go with the sourcing?
What kind of percentages you're saying? Levels or percentage?
So sourcing means right now we are getting a ton of suppliers, right?
Okay.
10 of vendors we are we are
Yeah.
getting. All
Okay.
vendors are registering.
So
Uh,
let me explain. So how I am going to continue my sessions is, first we will be seeing how to create sourcing events. Once we are familiar with this, we will be doing the configuration of sourcing templates. So once we are clear with this process, we'll be touching contract management. We can create contracts from sourcing, or we can individually create a contract also. So we will learn how to do contract workspaces. Then we will configure templates for that.
sorry, because we are seeing first time this.
Yeah, no
Ariba.
issue, no issue.
So
Then we are going into suppliers.
we have a lot of questions,
Yeah.
Uh,
So
so
then I will be touching the supplier management, where you will be seeing how to onboard supplier,
uh,
how to
So-
qualify them.
So once we let's say client selected one vendor,
Okay.
so that vendor will be transferred to ECC.
Okay.
That we don't have to create any vendor master data.
No need. So if you are having an integration with your ERP, the suppliers, all the suppliers from your ERP will come automatically in your Ariba.
Okay.
So that is where we are getting like when we are creating the sourcing request, where you are seeing such vendors. So all these vendors are coming from Ariba, which is qualified in Ariba. It might come from your ERP system. We will be taking the ERP system, then we are qualifying in Ariba. Then, so once you have a supplier data already available in Ariba, at what stage you need an integration? We don't need to maintain whatever suppliers available in Ariba in SAP also. Only the vendors which is relevant for doing a sourcing project or contract project, only those vendors need to come back to your backend system. Suppose I am sending sourcing, after I create a sourcing, I am sending this detail to ERP system to do PO. So the supplier is available in both the places. So I created a supplier in Ariba. So that time ERP, the supplier is created. Until that time, it is not created. Suppose I am creating a new supplier in Ariba. So that time I will be sending when we are doing an integration after the PO, after sourcing, after sourcing event, I am sending it to ERP system. So that time I will send what data? Material, price, quantity. What are the terms, like what is the validity period or discounts or anything I negotiated, that details along with vendor. Suppose vendor is not there already in your ERP, he will be created. If it is the existing vendor only we are using, so then you don't need to do, both the vendors are already available in ERP and Ariba, we will not be creating any vendor in ERP system.
So one thing I heard during implementation,
Okay.
during implementing in Greenfield SAP, I heard from Ariba also they can, before in Greenfield, we upload the master data, the vendor master data. These are all, it is very easy from Ariba compared to the current MM process. I heard it. Is that true?
You're saying is easy or Ariba is easy?
Ariba is easy.
Yes.
Uploading master data, vendor master data.
Yes, correct. That is easy because we will be doing only the file. So, for example, if there are three types of source supplier management, is whether you are using SLP or you are using SIPM. So, two ways we can do. So, code administration, supplier manager, suppliers. So, here you will be seeing all the list of supplier. If you want to add any supplier data, click on suppliers. We do not have supplier management.
Because I think we don't have full access. HK user doesn't have full access.
Yeah, supplier management. Sorry. Okay. Actually, we'll be getting here itself import supplier. So then we can able to import it. So here I am seeing all the supplier information to status and other things we'll be seeing in supplier management. Looks like we don't have access here. Otherwise, it will give you, once you're clicking the supplier management, it will give you an option to import supplier data. So you select the file and you can import directly in this screen.
And the same thing, it will transfer to ECC.
Yes. So that's what I mentioned. Suppose you don't want all this data to be sent to your ERP. So the ERP you want to send only what we are dealing with. Suppose you are creating 100 vendors in Ariba. You want to send only 50 data. Whenever there is a requirement comes for, suppose you are, so two things are there. Suppose you are not using sourcing and supplier, sourcing and contract. You're using only supplier management and you want to send back all the suppliers to ERP, you can enable it. Suppose you want to send only the relevant data where I have done a sourcing project with the vendor, that also it is possible. So these two will be decided during implementation, whether you want to send 100% data migration from Ariba to ERP, then you can choose that one. So this will be discussed. This will be discussed when we are going into supplier management after the contract workspaces. Yeah. So what is the next question? I think we'll be stopping now. So any final question?
Sir, what is the core responsibility of SAP Ariba functional consultant and the CAG consultant?
Okay, very good question. Functional consultant, you will be learning how to use the application, both all the application like sourcing, contract, suppliers, and P2P. And then you are also responsible to manage challenges, process mapping. So suppose whatever you have seen in sourcing today, you have seen some projects it is allowing to add a new vendor. So that is your business strategy or business methodology that you want to implement in Ariba. So you will be configuring the template as per your requirement. That is the responsibility of the functional consultant. So integration or CAG consultant, they will take care of the data integration between Ariba and backend system. It could be any ERP. So whether it is SAP, ECC or S4HANA or Oracle or any other third party or any integration. So basically they will come during implementation process to do CAG, and also if there is a bulk data is happening and that need to be monitored continuously, then we have a dedicated CAG consultant who will look after if there is any missing of integration happening between your Ariba and SAP. So there are bulk quantity. Suppose some people are creating 10,000 requisitions a day, and it is highly important that they should not miss out any of these transactions. Then they will have a dedicated CAG consultant who look after whether the data flow happening correctly as per programmed, as per installed. As functional consultant, he need to see, suppose someone is facing an issue in creating a field or accessing a report, or he's unable to, he want to modify it, that some manager has changed and it has to assign to another one. All those things will be responsibilities of Ariba's consultant, functional consultant.
Okay, so what if I have already SAP certification with me? Okay. And so what do you suggest? What is the best approach? Is it going to the Ariba or CAG consultant?
Better. First time you go as a Ariba's functional consultant, since you know you are aware of the process, how a procurement cycle will help. So you need to replicate. Going by 2030, no more SAP will be available. So you all will be migrated into Ariba. So once you are familiar with the application and whatever the data configuration at the back end, then you can specialize in CAG also. So you will get advantage for both Ariba, CAG and So any implementation project you are going, it is easy for you to map it.
Okay. So initial stage would be the functional consultant would be the best approach.
Correct. Suppose you do not know Ariba's behavior, like now you know the sourcing event, what is the data sending from sourcing to ERP, you are aware as a function, once you know the functional aspect. So then it is easy for you when you're searching for a field, like somebody can configure a field to field and it is responsibility is done. But you are an expert, you know this field is relevant for MME, this field.
Exactly.
That advantage will be only if you have an experience in Ariba.
Okay, fine.
So sir, a quick one. When you said that 10,000 records per day, so in
Okay.
SAP there is a background job or there is an RFC.
Yes, correct.
So how it is this? It's handled here. So it's because I don't think so. There's a background job here.
Here also batch job will run. So certain jobs are scheduled. So for example, you are creating 10,000 requisitions. Also, you are creating 10,000 suppliers. Also, you're I'm just giving a random figures, not necessarily.
Yeah.
Or 10,000 contracts or 10,000 events. It could be anything or any changes, master data changes or anything. These are all will be sequenced. So this will run at one time. This will run at maybe your schedule this to run every hour.
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
Okay.
Yep.
And the data is goes which is getting delayed by 1.5 hours.
Yep.
So then next process also will get delayed. Suppose this is failed. So then CAG consultant or whoever is there, they need to monitor it, why it failed, and you need to correct it immediately so that others will get. There is a strategy there in Ariba. So if it is more than this hour, it should start automatically the next job. When it is a failure, then Ariba will notify us there is a failure. You expect a delay from that. So those
So
will be scheduled into the next cycle.
So failed you means the FTP server. So it might be splitting a file somewhere or it's trying to pick a file from
Exactly.
somewhere.
So these Ariba servers are kept in different what is called data centers. If there is
Yep.
an issue in one of the data centers, only the people affected in that data center will be notified that there is a
Yep.
delay is expecting. Maybe that will give a kind of, for example, a lag or delay in the response or clicking, it is not responding. All will
Yep.
be, you will be receiving an email with the detailed status of the event.
So in SAP is SM37 where we see the job. In
Yeah.
Object probably there is a CS, there is other tool, monitoring tool
Yeah.
in the business object.
Correct.
So in Ariba where you can see the jobs. So it's
where we
failing
can
or,
see when you go to the manage.
Yep.
I'm just taking one example like administration,
Yep. That,
reporting manager,
yep.
scheduled reports.
Okay.
These reports are scheduled. So here you are not seeing only one report is scheduled. If there are multiple are there, it will show when is last one, when is the next one. If this is not happening, then there is something is, suppose some user is telling that this is not updated, then you come and see at this place, okay, the next job is run, should have been done in half an hour before, which is not done. So either you can inform, wait for the next one, or you can manually push, or you can write to Ariba to action on this issue.
Okay.
There are
So
multiple options.
can you click on the report so we can see how it is configured? Because it's not like a variant. You're setting an SAP variant or something. It might be just.
So these are all reports. So suppose you're clicking something.
So you will show us this one at the very end, right?
Yes. So this is.
That's the dashboard. Okay, so you can see how many jobs are running and what's running.
Correct.
Perfect. Sounds good. No, sounds good. You are champion, sir. Thanks. We are in good hands. Thank you so much.
Sir,
thanks to Parminder,
sorry.
sir.
Yeah.
Sir, is this class designed for integration and the CIG as well?
No, this class is main focus is on Ariba's functional consultant, and we will be touching CAG touch points where we want to see what is data. We have because CAG is required, you need a backend collaboration, and that is not easily available to show that. So we will be showing what is required from Ariba side and what is required from ECC side, and we will also give you documentation how the link, and there is a video which will show you full cycle of what the data comes from ERP into Ariba also. That also will be sharing, and you will be able to see that.
Okay. So once we are perfect with it, maybe we can try for CIG as well, right?
Yes, you can.
And as integration consultant as well.
Correct.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Okay, then I am stopping the session. So we'll meet tomorrow. Thank you all. Thanks for the participation.
Thank you, Shri.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sri. Thank you so much.